Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the NerdOne podcast. I'm your host, Vincent. And like I said, today we have some pretty big Star Wars Revelation news. So, back on Monday, Lucasfilm and Disney and all them, launched what they called Project Lumia. Now, Project Lumia came out to be what Star Wars is dubbing the High Republic. So we actually kind of talked about this a couple months ago when there was rumors, all that, spreading around. But now they came out officially and said what it is. So here's your breakdown. So it's going to be a whole new era for Star Wars. That's going to be a combination of games, comics, books, TV shows, and movies. So it's going to incorporate all of Disney's platforms on this. They're going to be using Disney Plus. They're going to be launching movies out through the Lucasfilm brand. But they're actually going to start off with books and comic books as well. Now, the whole era is set 200 years before the Phantom Menace, and basically the Republic is at it's in its golden age. It's at its pinnacle right now, and the Jedi are in full force, and they're being described as, King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table meets westerns. But now they're back to being just keepers of the peace, because as we've seen, in the prequels, Episode 1, 2, and 3. They became more of a military force, which was, in their eyes, a necessary evil. In Palpatine's eyes, it was a great advantage. And also, we have a new set of villains for this. They're being dubbed the Niles. Now, they're being described as a group who's more attuned to being more like space Vikings. They're not an empire. There's more of a group, and they're that kind of group that comes to your planet. They raid and they kill, they pillage, but they haven't really put much info out on these guys yet. But I'm kind of excited to see what they can do. For those who are fans of the EU or Xfinity Universe, just from the images that they kind of shared through their kind of announcement page, they look a lot like the Yuuzhan Vong. Don't look like it, they remind me of the Yuuzhan Vong. If you don't know who that is, go look it up. It was kind of a cool story. Very, I don't know. It was a very good story. Let's put it that way. Now, one thing I want to see on here is not a big thing, but I want to see the Sith. Because, as we all know, at this time, the Jedi believed that, the Sith were extinct, but since we're all the wiser, we know that the rule to have been established, and yes, aren't known throughout the galaxy, but I would love to basically hear, ordinary people, the Jedi, the bounty hunters, soldiers, kind of give whispers of, I heard, someone's practicing, the Sith teachings again. Maybe we should alert the Jedi, or let's go investigate it. Something along those lines. Just so, because the Sith are so integral in the Star Wars universe. Now, one kind of fun thing that you kind of see in the announcement video is a whiteboard that all these creators of this new era are working on. And one thing on there is Sith Empire. So maybe flashbacks to it, maybe hints or whispers of a new one emerging, something, maybe. But so far, Lucasfilm has announced one of the big events on it. Now, the biggest event so far, as I've seen it, as they have called it, the Great Disaster, where the Republic's golden age or pinnacle is really shattered. And it's up to the new group of heroes and the Jedi to kind of keep things together, give some sort of normality. But one thing they're trying to incorporate into this, which is going to be really cool, is the idea of what scares the Jedi. Like, what brings them fear. And for me, I love that idea. Because, the Jedi are supposed to be brave, no fear. Because, fear is path to the dark side, right? Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. So for this, I can see some upsides and downsides to all this. Um, Biggest upside to me, whole new era, clean slate. You know, I'm sad that the Skywalker saga has come to an end, but with Han, gone, Leia gone, Luke's gone, Lando's getting up 30 years. The only original cast members left are Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Beyond that's kind of a whole new cast and crew, which for the sequel trilogy did fine, like the movies, but it just didn't feel the same. So I think with this, they're allowed to have a clean slate. They can start fresh. I'm going to link some images on this on the YouTube page, so you can kind of see the images they launched out. Now, the downside to all this, well, not for me, but for some people maybe, is that to understand the entire story of this, of the entire whole new era, is you will need to know what happened or read the books, the comics, see the TV shows, and see the movies. So that could be a downside for some people because maybe you're not a fan of reading. But I mean, there's always Audible, and Audible, if you want to, send some, subscriptions my way, I'll hand them out. Be kind of fun, wouldn't it? But beyond that, they're saying all this starts to go down in August. August is going to kick it all off with their first book called Light of the Jedi. So, for now, that's all they've launched out, and there's more to come. But for now, once again, my name is Vincent, the host of the NerdOne podcast. Come find us on social. We're on Twitter at NerdOne5. Find us on Facebook. We're doing Instagram, and we're still doing Patreon. So for all those who are supporting us on our social, on our Patreon, I thank you. And I really appreciate all those for helping us to grow. So if you like the episode, please like it on social platform of your choice. Share it. Leave comments, ideas, suggestions, where you like. Once again, I am Vincent. This is NerdOne, and we'll see you guys later. Have a great night.